let's dig into. Let's do the watch price first. So we have the Pixel Watch coming very soon.
Yep.
And the price leaked out.
Yeah. So $399 is with LTE. And that puts it, I think, in a really good range because $399 is what gets you the non-LTE entry level Apple Watch. Is that right? Or no? Was it $499? If you don't mind pulling those up, just
I feel like it's $800. No, I'm just kidding.
I want to say the Apple Watch might be $100 more without
Yes.
LTE. I think is what it was. And then the interesting part of this though is that the new Samsung Galaxy Watch 5, just the general standard Galaxy Watch 5, and I don't know that we have firm sizes on the Pixel Watch yet. I don't know that we think there's going to be 2, but we're not sure and all that kind of stuff. So just have to compare it to the 42 millimeter because we just don't know. That watch is $339.
Yeah.
That's why I'm looking up right now to see what just the stock, no deals or nothing.
Yeah, I want to say it was $70.
So
I think so.
$60 or $70.
This version is
because I know the larger one was $349.
the non-LTE is $279.
That's the 4. I'm talking about the 5.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought this is the 5. No, I'm saying it's the same size as this one.
yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. So the
It's
LTE
$279.
$279 if you buy it outright.
Oh, without LTE.
$329 with LTE.
Yeah, $329. So $70 less.
Yeah.
And it's not a bad watch. It's not like it's some schlub.
And
So
unless you have it on T-Mobile, and maybe you'll get voicemail notifications every single time that you got one right there. I'm telling you, man.
I always have one.
I go for a run as soon as I start my run. I walk out the door as soon as my phone disconnects from the watch, and it's on the T-Mobile LTE. I get 5 or 6 voicemail, and there's no way to swipe them away.
When I had it,
and you have to sit and listen to them. And even then, like they'll show
away.
back up the next day.
I've read through forum after forum. I've tried every method of doing
side
it.
rant here. I hate it.
Yeah, it's
so annoying.
It's a thing with T-Mobile, and some people are saying it had something to do with their purchase of Sprint. I don't know how that would have anything to do with it, but it's something with their cellular voicemail network because it's technically forwarding to your watch's phone number.
Right.
Some guys are saying, well, call the watch's number. I've tried that. I can't do it. It won't let me call the number, which doesn't make any sense either. But it's annoying. Very annoying. But
Andy Cam, you're going to need to go back to your cellular days and
troubleshoot,
digging and figure this out for us.
So yeah, and we were talking about this yesterday. I was watching the Verge's video on the Galaxy Watch 5. It's really nice.
It looks
dope that they have the
legit.
sapphire glass on it, but the upgrades on it are so minimal other than the glass.
Very, very minimal.
Very minimal. To me, it's not worth getting it when we know the Pixel Watch is going to be
we
here
had that one
soon.
chart pulled up looking through the differences between the 4
They
and 5.
added one sensor, but that sensor doesn't do anything
Slightly
right now.
larger battery on the new Pro, bigger one.
Well, and I think part of it too is it's like it's so close to the Pixel Watch becoming available that it's like, I'm at least going to wait and see what this thing does, because the truth is the hardware is only part. It's probably the more minor part of the entire reason why someone would buy the Pixel Watch over any other Wear OS device. It's going to come down to the software. It's going to come down to the experience of using it with the phone. Is it great with Pixel devices and not great and okay with Android devices? Is there a Pixel Watch app just like with the Pixel Buds where you kind of get all of it on any Android device? Because it's not the case necessarily with Samsung. Like Samsung watches are better with Samsung phones.
There's several features, we've talked about it on this show before. There's several features that Gabe and I can't use on that watch because we don't have a Samsung phone.
Right.
It's like that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, that's no good. I don't foresee Google doing that.
Which they said the 5's better about that because it's truly like Wear
they've removed
OS.
some of them,
It's a lot more user friendly for
like
just Android
the
users.
EKG stuff.
The EKG stuff, I don't know if you can or not.
Yeah, because the intro to the Verge's video about it was great because
it had him.
She
me.
went through all the stuff. She's like, it's finally the Wear OS watch we've all been waiting for. There's no limitations regardless of what manufacturer the phone is. I was like, oh, okay,
and then it goes
rewinds. That's what I wish I could say.
Wanted to say. Yeah.
I was like, oh,
it's a good intro. Really good intro.
I feel like we did some kind of intro like that
this one was
long time ago. We did
it. It got me.
Like
it was really good.
But yeah, so it's clearly those are still limitations of it, and that's part of it with a company like Samsung. They want that verticality that Apple has, and The only way to do that is to limit certain things to having to have Samsung gear, and that's just the way it is. And so if the Pixel Watch gets around some of that stuff, I think that's a huge
$70
win.
more.
If the way that the UI works with it is unique and unobtrusive and out of your way in ways that Wear OS generally isn't. I think that'll be a huge draw. If the build quality is premium to go along with those things, I think you put all those together and it's like, yeah, I'll pay $70 more not to have a bunch of software headaches with my watch, and it's just going to seamlessly work with my Pixel or my Samsung. If I have a Samsung phone, it doesn't matter. I get the Pixel Watch app and everything works the way it's supposed to. If that's the case, I think they have all the reason in the world to charge $399 for it. Assuming it's nice and premium.
I hope that it is on Pixel phones. You get kind of the Pixel experience, right? It's not just your regular Android. And if this watch has the Pixel kind of spin on Wear OS, it gives you a couple little extra things. And that's kind of what it looks like from some of the images we've seen so far.
This whole at a glance.
Yeah, it's like they're going to give their own little spin on it, which, the Fossil watch that I had prior to getting the Samsung is Gen 4, I think is what that one was. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
I haven't worn that watch in a really long time. It had fairly stock Wear OS.
Yeah.
For
a while, Wear OS was Wear OS. You couldn't mess with it. Like if you built a Wear OS watch, that's what you had to use.
And I liked that watch a lot. It just started getting that processor started slowing down a little bit, and
that's been one of the huge problems with Wear OS just in general. There's not been a proper processor, and so like that's the Galaxy Watch 4 and now the 5. Like Samsung finally wrangled some CPU power in these that makes it not a bad experience using it.
And it's great. I like the user experience on that watch. I really enjoy it. It's easy to move around, but it's got some of this extra stuff that I just don't love. And I'm like, so if the Pixel Watch,
with Samsung stuff all the time.
So if the Pixel Watch has that kind of good, clean Pixel UI, they've kind of given their own take on Wear OS, or that's just stock Wear OS, like whatever it ends up being, because this obviously is Samsung tied in. If it's that, we keep talking about it. I'm just so stoked.
Yeah, I think the idea with the Pixel Watch is here's just like Pixel phones or Google's take on Android. Right. This is Google's. They've made Wear OS now to where other companies can have their kind of take on it, for better or for worse. That's the way I feel like the way the Android ecosystem has to work. Like the idea that we could have one version of Android that goes on all, like most manufacturers won't make it. They need something. It's less and less. Yeah, and it's less and less these days because like every phone has all these features.
Right.
And so it's like it's become difficult, but at least if you want to add some certain software to do some certain thing with Android, you can. It's not Google saying no, you have to have the exact same. It's not like Chrome OS, like you have to have the same thing. It's open for that kind of interpretation, and in the cutthroat world of smartphones, that's kind of the way it's got to be. I think that's true of Wear OS too, and maybe it was just like, hey, we need Samsung on our side on this. Like they had been doing their own Tizen thing for years, and it's like this was a way to be like, hey, it's fine.
Yeah,
do what you want with it.
As much as it pains me to admit it, this direction that Android and Wear OS have gone, just because of the nature of the beast, this whole conversation makes me understand more and more why Apple holds on to like iMessage and stuff, because Google should be able to offer a great Wear OS experience with the Pixel Watch without any sacrifices like you get when you use a Samsung watch with a non-Samsung phone. You should be able to buy the Pixel Watch and just know, hey, this is Google. I have an Android phone.
Works.
I get everything there's nothing on there that's limited.
Yeah.
But if I have a Pixel phone, there's this one other thing. But I know that I have to have both of those. So it stinks that's that might be the case, but it's Google's phones are really good and really affordable. So if you want that experience, it's not hard to go out and get it, and you still don't have to be tied down to an Apple phone.
And I wouldn't fault Google for going that route if they have a couple features that are Pixel only. I can't fault them for doing that. I still kind of hope they don't, but
I think more than anything, maybe it'll just be their take on the UI. You know, it's like it's just this other way of getting your information. Like that's kind of the unique thing about it. It's not necessarily like an exclusive thing. It's just like the UI of it. It will be unique enough that they'll be.
And we'll probably see people follow suit with similar features, but Google seems to be really dedicated, obviously, to this whole at a glance thing and things like that. They're doing stuff with that in Chrome OS and everything as well, but they're going to have their own. It's going to have the Material U. It's going to be Google's thing, and then we'll see other people take to. You know, to my boy, that was a great example as far as watches. They had Wear OS on their phones, and they made one of the first. Their smartwatches. They made one of the first ones that had the new Qualcomm chip in it, and it's great. I still have it. It's a great watch. They had their own skin on the UI. They had, I can't remember what they call theirs. They have something on theirs. But you can disable the apps if you want. You can get a relatively pure Android experience with it, and you're going to see people doing similar types of at a glance and things like that. And I applaud Google for paving that way, because Wear OS needed it. It was very close to being dead.
Yeah, I really do hope that, you know, since they've taken so much time to do this, that they're not going to show up with like 1,000 of these and be like, well, we're sold out. We'll get them. We'll get more when we can. Like, they've been holding on to these for a while. Like, make sure the inventory is good.
It should be like a Samsung Watch launch, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it should be widely available. I would love to see it in stores and everything. And, you know, they announced it already. You know, like you've been hyping this thing up. You better show up and have these in stock. And if somebody wants to go buy one when they're available, they need to be able to do that.
Yep.
Yeah. So we'll know more. We'll know more soon. We still don't have an official date. We don't know anything yet.
The rumor date's still saying first week October.
Yep. So
that's what I'm sticking with until I hear different.
Yeah. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching this clip of the Chromecast. If you want to see this full episode, we have a separate YouTube channel for that, the Chromecast Podcast. You can just go check it out. I think we link it in the description. Do we link those in the description? We probably should.
We should. If we don't, we should.
We will.
If we don't, we should.
If we don't, we will.
We'll make sure to do that on this one. But if you like this content, give us a thumbs up. Go in there, click subscribe, and the notification bell if you want to get a little notification when we publish another clip, just like this one. And that's it. We'll catch you in the next one. See ya.